maybe a little over half a load. Oops. From this field. So all the rest of the fields, they deliver to the farmer's market. So I'm going to have to be a little bit careful dropping stuff off there. Obviously the barley's going to be fairly easy because we've got 2 barley fields to harvest. So the first one we harvest will completely deliver one contract and partially deliver the second one. And it might partially deliver the one I'm harvesting. And then the wheat field obviously is all going to go to the farmer's market. But I've got to be careful how much I deliver so that we keep as much as we can for ourselves. This isn't too bad of a journey, I guess. How are we doing? It is game time, 7:48 in the morning. Now the other thing for Glenleithen is I will be planning to possibly use a ×3 passage of time, game speed, which would then mean that I stream for about 3 hours. That would be 9 in-game hours, close to a day. I might remove the restriction of I can only contract for 1 game day, because we'll just give ourselves a little bit more freedom. However, the game days will be 1/3 of the length that they are now. Okay, let's stop that there. Turn that on so it can empty. Turn that on. Turn the baler on. Come about, line up on that. And worker is now following. So last row, not too bad, I guess. And we can get this done. This will be about, well, it's probably about 40%, not even, 35% of the maximum load of the harvester, I would guess, because we're not cutting the full header width. I will be looking at different brands of tractors, so we probably won't do John Deere. I won't do... At the very least, I'll avoid the tractors we've had here, so we won't have a John Deere 8R. We won't have anything that big. Probably won't have a Class Arian 600. Probably won't have a Massey Ferguson 5S. Might even avoid the 6S as well, because we did have that. Oh, come on. There we go. I might also avoid the Deutz Series 7. But there is a mod for a Series 6, so I might look at doing that instead, which is a little bit smaller. But we haven't had a Valtra, we haven't had Case, we haven't had Hurlemans, we haven't had Stair. There's a fair number of tractor brands that we haven't used. Oh, that was right. Oh, you should probably not be doing that. We haven't had New Holland, although Case and New Holland are technically much of the same thing. There you go. Actually, load it from the right side. How about that? Nice. Okay, we have another field to do. I will park this at the entrance. Turn that off. We'll go get the baler. And I think we can do a little bit of tidy up. I'm not sure I'm going to bother too much about all of it. How are we doing? We've got 6,000. We need another 5,000 litres. So I don't think I have that much lying around out here. Okay. Yeah, this is really not significant amounts of straw here. I guess I might call that good enough. Turn it off. And I think go get the Fent and the bale trailer. So that's stuck on the mulcher at the moment, which is fine. Obviously we'll keep the mulcher set up because we do have the coal crop silage to do. I did switch it over briefly for rolling the grass field that we just planted. But I can't plant anything else this month. I don't think I can plant anything else in August either. So, oh no, I can plant canola in the August. Not sure I'm going to do that. So we'll see, exactly what happens and where. But everything else has been mulched. It needs a load of slurry, digestate or manure. And for at least one of those, I'm going to have to use the John Deere. And that's not really available today. And when we're creating the whole crop, it's also not available that day either, because it's the only tractor that can run the mowers. The Fendt will be free when we're doing whole crop. So in theory, what we can do is get the Fendt on the small slurry spreader and either digestate or slurry, it doesn't matter. We've got a lot of it to use up. But I think we can definitely get 2 jobs done at a time. And obviously as we whole crop a field, actually that's an interesting point. Until I clear the whole crop silage off the fields, I'm not intending to mulch them. I'm just gonna leave the bales sitting on the field until they're finished fermenting, and then I will pull them all off. So I won't be able to do any field work on those fields until I've got the bales cleared off. But that's fine. I mean, we've got 4 of those fields, plus we have we grassed 1. I think I've got 3 or 4 other fields that I can get to planting in the fall. So long as we get the slurry down and get them drilled, I don't know. I might want to look at what horsepower of seeder we have, because that might be another job that the John Deere has to do, although I don't expect it to take as long. And at least now we've got the Arian, I can run the bale wrapper on it, which I wasn't able to do when we had the little Massey Ferguson. Alrighty, let's go clear this off. So I will check our equipment. This is a 228 and this is a 240, so a little bit too high for us to run. I probably can run it, but the field is going to have to be incredibly flat. Again, this is where this farm doesn't sit well with my usual philosophy of I should have 2 huge, or the biggest tractor on the farm should have a complementary partner. So ideally I want the John Deere plus another similarly sized tractor. Now it doesn't matter if it's not quite as big. I just need something that can do at least 50% of the large jobs that we have on the farm. So if the John Deere is not available because it's carting, I can plant with the other big tractor, or I can plough with the other big tractor, or things like that. There's a bale at the bottom here. But I don't have that complementary setup at the moment. In effect, the Fendt and the Arian do sit fairly well together. They can both pretty much do the task that the other one can do. So on my lighter equipment, they can both bale wrap. They can both TED and windrow and all of that stuff. So it's a complementary thing that I don't care if I put the Fendt on the baler, the Arian could be doing something else. Just so happened the Arian was on the baler, so we're using this for this task. What's this? 3 more. 1, 2, and 1. Okay. Looking at the field, I might go and collect the dregs in the corner. It's about just under 1,000 litres per corner, I think. And that'll top up the baler a little bit more, so it'll take a little bit less straw to do the next field. Do we keep going here? I think we keep going here. Somebody's limed that field already. That's cool. Yes. And now I can't see what I'm doing. I've probably hit one of those Alien Jim posts. I think it was Alien Jim did these. I think for the most part they sound good. Yeah, I can just go up to a hedge, chop the post down, and it disappears. The problem comes, and we're seeing it here, where the map gets updated and the index number for each hedge, tree, building changes. And so a hedge we chopped down a long time ago, the index number is now these hedges that are missing here, and I had to go and re-chop my hedge down, which was a little unfortunate. This is struggling. So the class would struggle more. I think I have to turn left here again. But if you don't update the map, then it's actually not too much of a problem. You can just chop down the hedges you don't want. Oh, that's 2 fields of corn there. That's cool. Oh, and we have just gone up to 94,000. So we're making about 6,000 per hour just from that BGA. So that's a lot of money income. Missed him. So I did lease that big slurry tanker. I'm not it's just too unwieldy, I think, to use in these fields, but it does make for a good supply of slurry from our cow shed down here. It's like about 30,000 litres a shot. Alrighty, let's see if I can figure this out. And poop. I was getting a little bit worried there when they didn't disappear. Move the tractor, that'll get them to drop again and again. How big was that? Straw. We now have 309,000 litres of straw in one load. 309, 112. That's kind of interesting. Silage and slurry. Straw and slurry. Oh, what's that do? So I could turn that off. And straw and slurry. Turn that on. Now that's going to generate a ton of digestate. Like significantly more. I assume that's 2,400. Oh, that runs more frequently as well. But it's gonna... No. It's going to use up the slurry at the same rate. It's going to use the straw up at the same rate. But this is significantly more. The electric is significantly more. So this is, yeah, doing the something and something. We could do silage. The problem is that's whole crop silage. I mean, the thing is I could bring whole crop silage down here. Yeah. Okay. Stand by to make money. At the next hour, so 9 o'clock game time, the amount of money we make is probably going to be significantly more than 6,000. That sounds like the siblings are fighting. And they're probably bored because Mrs. Osa is notionally asleep in the living room, and that's where the only TV in the house is. So, I mean, sadly, because we're not their sort of permanent family anymore. Their mum tends to let them watch what they like, when they like, how they like. Their older brother, who's 12, going on 13, spends pretty much his entire life on the cell phone, playing games and doing whatever. So, fortunately, they're not that set. I mean, the girl who's 9, she'll play games on a computer or on a cell phone, and you know, she likes doing that. But she still likes going outside to play, or playing card games, or doing crafts and stuff. You know, she's not looking to be looking at a screen 24/7, which her brother definitely is. And that's one of the reasons he doesn't come to visit us anymore. Because we're boring and we won't let him play on his phone and watch TV all day. We'll make him go outside. We'll make him have a shower. That's also something he's not happy about doing, and we'll make him go to church. And again, he's not happy doing that either. Yeah. Oh, there we go. So he tends no longer to be involved in family events as far as we're concerned. Unfortunately, their mum is very sick. She has a lot of health issues at the moment, and some of them are potentially terminal, although that diagnosis is not fully realised at this stage, I guess is the best way to say it. She's I don't think I'm going to get another bale off that field. So we'll pull this down here. And we will... Oh, should have got the grain cart out first, but I didn't. We'll pull this off here. I'll park it on the left so that... on the right even. So there's room to get by. That's the thing that needs to go places. Oh. So yeah, she's definitely received enough medical diagnoses that she needs to consider having a well. Now, she might live to see all her kids get old enough to leave home, but there is always the potential, if things turn bad, that she won't live to see that. At which point she needs to make arrangements for what's going to happen with the kids. Now, the kids still have grandma and grandpa, but they're getting on a bit more than Mrs. Osa and I. So potentially they're looking at, well, they could probably look after the boy, and he'd probably be happy with that. But the two younger kids, do you want to be looking after a teenager at the age of 80? Probably not. I mean, I'm borderline, the young boy who's 5, that puts me past retirement age when he's old enough to go to college, which concerns me. Mrs. Osa's younger than I am by 5 years, so she's going to be a little bit under